Hey guys, DM Scotty here. Welcome to the craft. In today's project, I wanted to show you this door that I made. I made it for my Death Perch Tower, and you can see it in the play videos. It's kind of on the shadow side, so it's not easy to see. So you get to see a nice close-up here in this video. But I wanted to talk about it because I used two different techniques to create the door. I wanted to have kind of like an amorphous surface, like it's shifting and moving. So I thought that'd be kind of neat to do with Swirly clay, and then I did the outer part with the standard door technique. So let's go to the table and I'll show you the door and show you what I'm talking about. So here's the neat door I made for my tower at the Death Perch Peak. The players are investigating these giants, this ancient race of extinct giants that would dabble in what I called eldritch magic. And it was just this kind of chaos magic, and modern magic users don't use it because it's so dangerous. But so a lot of their stuff is infused with this magic. It can be unpredictable. Now this door could cause madness if the players didn't correctly get through it, but they did, so that wasn't a problem. But let me give you a little closer look at the door here. You can see the swirling that I did on the door, and I did both sides, so that came out really neat. And then I just did. This was the Swirly, and then I just did a cardboard frame and slid the door in. So I made the door first, then measured the frame and slid it in, and then I used a little bead to give it some decoration. So I think that came out really nice, and really was a great accent to the tower. So I'm going to do this a little differently this time. I'm showing you the door first, and then I'm going to talk about actually how I made the door as opposed to reverse. Because I thought it would help to see the door, for me to talk about the techniques that I used with it. So now I'm going to go back to the table and show you the techniques and some different ways that you can do to make this door. Now I'm going to use the door here for reference, so I'll have it close by if I need to talk about anything. So the first order of my business was to make the swirly part of the door, and I decided I would go with Super Swirly, and I've shown you that before, and that's this stuff, and it works great. You just sculpt it out. It has unlimited working time. You sculpt it out and then you bake it 275 in your oven, and you're done. Now the trick is to get it's square like this and flat enough that it will fit in this type of thing. So what I do is I have got a pasta maker. Okay, I just bought this at the craft store. It wasn't super expensive, and you can make different sizes by turning this knob. So I'll just put the clay in, crank it, and make a sheet. Okay, so that's how I was able to get the thin part for the door. But what I did was I wanted it on both sides, so I made two thin sheets of Swirly, and then carved the detail into the door itself. Now, what I used for the detail on the door was I used these crochet needles. Okay, get a little better look at those. All right, you can get these at any big box store or craft store. I like them because they have a curved tip, and when you can drag it through the material and make the detail. You can also I use it to kind of squish it in and make the holes in the front, where it was kind of the sink holes, and then use a smaller one to do kind of drag it through and make the details. So that came out really nice. But the trick to getting the door the correct size for both sides was I made a cardboard template that was the size of this. I rolled it out in my pasta machine so it was all equal width, and then I put it down and then cut out the two rectangle parts, and then did the detail in it. So what I do is, when I'm doing something like this, a really easy way to put it on a surface, so you don't have to, you can sculpt on the surface and then put it directly in the oven, is to just use aluminum foil. Okay, so what I did is I squeezed it out of the pasta machine, put the piece on the aluminum foil. Then I used my template and put it on, made two different copies of the door with just a cardboard template, and then I cut around it with this blade tool. So I just put the flat clay on this aluminum foil, put the template on it, cut around it, then move the template here and cut around the next part, and then just took all the excess off. So I basically was left with 2 rectangle pieces that were the same size that I was going to use for the door. Then I just used my crochet needles and sculpted the swirls into the door. And then just bake it. And then what I did was I took the 2 pieces, the 2 small pieces, and glued them back to back together. So it made each side of the door. And then I used my template, and I was able to do the frame of the door out. This is just out of cardboard. The frame and the base are this cardstock and cardboard. And then I just covered up the edge with our standard door technique. So that's really all there is to it. So the Sculptly can be really versatile as far as making stuff like this. Also, the Sculptly, like I said, the Sculptly is nice because it doesn't dry. You're not limited to a certain amount of time. So if you start working on it and you can't finish it, or whatever, you can let it sit and come back to it. So that's great. And aluminum foil is the perfect thing to use because you can set your work on it, especially something flat like this. You can set your work on it without having to try to peel it up and then put it on something else. So you just put the aluminum foil directly in the oven and you're good to go. So that's it. That's really how you can make cool stuff like this, and with some Sculptly detail. And I'll see you next time on the craft.
Hey you, yeah you, back here. Huh? I know it was short, but what do you expect? It was a short tip. Watch longer episodes if you want, jeez, and quit bugging me. Hey, and make sure you join the forum too, I almost forgot. Oh, yeah, and have a magical craftastic day.